This will be another section of trade and supporting services. So in order to differentiate the retail trade from the wholesale trade, we have to get a very good understanding about what the retail trade is. Under that, I like to pay your attention towards the types of retail traders as the last section of this lesson. Okay, types of retail traders. There are different types of retail traders. The first one is, as you can see, fixed large-scale retail traders, fixed small-scale retail traders, and small-scale mobile retailers. So fixed large-scale retail traders. Under that, the example will be the supermarket chains available. Fixed large-scale retail traders. Supermarkets like Kiehl's, Cargill's, Satosa, Arpico, Love, all these supermarket chains comes under fixed large-scale retail traders. Why? Even though they are very large in operation, even though they do large-scale operations, they are also selling the goods and services of them for the final consumption of the consumers. So consumers, they'll be fixed. They have a continued existence. They are operating in large scale. Therefore, they will be named as fixed large scale retail traders. So they are spending lot of money with regard to, lot of expenses with regard to advertising and promotion, and always they are trying to satisfy the consumer maximum possible level. Then when it comes to the fixed small-scale retail traders, the example will be the groceries, beauty salons, and the pharmacies, etc. So groceries, beauty salons, and pharmacies, all these are again try to satisfy their consumers by giving a good or a service for their final consumption. You can see a lot of variety of products in those shops, and a lot of incentives and so on. When it comes to the small scale mobile retailers, there are different types. As examples, we can see the first one is retailers selling goods by visiting houses, which is known as peddlers. So you must have seen a lot of people are stepping out to our houses with different gadgets, goods and products with them, and they are coming to us and trying to sell them us, and we will be buying them, or they will be selling them for the final consumption of the consumers. Then retailers selling goods by traveling from fair to fair. That's also a very familiar example for us. In Sunday fairs and other kind of fairs, you can see retailers, people or the sellers, traders who have come to sell consumer goods for final consumption, as fruit sellers, fish sellers, vegetables, then sweet manufacturing sellers. Likewise, there are a lot of sellers who are going from one fair to another fair by satisfying the consumers by giving a product for their final consumption purposes. And the last one is mobile retail stores built in vehicles. That's also very familiar to you. Every morning and evening you can hear the mobile which sells bakery products to you, which is very famous within us as Choompa. So they will sell bakery products to you in mobile retail stores built in vehicles. Then the ice cream manufacturers, they are selling different types and varieties of ice creams in their mobile vehicles. Then fish and fruits and vegetables also in the same way. Or in the evening, you can see a lot of mobile retailers who are selling short eats and other food items in your vicinity who are selling the good food items for the final consumption of the consumers. So like that, types of retail traders are three: fixed large scale retail traders that come, we can identify that from the supermarkets very clearly. Then fixed small scale retailers as groceries, beauty salons and pharmacies, and the small scale mobile retailers who are moving from one place to another place with the consumer goods. Okay, now I hope you all have a better understanding about retail trade, and I'll be moving to the next slide about the differences between retail trade and wholesale trade, which is a very famous topic of the O-level examination paper. So retail trade, the first difference will be the objective. The objective of retail trade is to sell goods for final consumption, and the wholesale trade, the main objective will be to sell goods for the purpose of reselling. That's very, very clear to you. That is the main reason why there are two trade types under domestic trade as retail and wholesale. Then the second one will be retailers sell different types of goods by understanding consumer needs and wants. Wholesalers will sell only one or limited types of goods. I think that's also clear to you. Different types, variety of goods will be there under retailers, and wholesalers will most probably pay their attention towards selling only one type or a limited type of good. Now, as I told you earlier, when it comes to the milk powder market, in Sri Lanka, you can find different varieties like Anchor, Maliban, Red Cow, Nespray, Nido, and all these other stuffs to satisfy the same need. There will be different types of variety of goods, but when it comes to the wholesalers, they will sell only one limited type of good. When we are considering about the price per unit or price of a unit, retail price is comparatively higher, since retailers have to incur additional costs to resell and has to earn a profit as well. But when it comes to the wholesale price is relatively lower compared to the retail price as a result of selling in large quantities and trade discounts. So that's also clear, because to attract and to pay to get the attention of the consumer, they have to incur a lot of expenses like advertising, promotional, and other expenses, decorative expenses. When it comes to retail trade, wholesale traders are not worried about such. Now, again, most of the time, we have a good mind pictures about different shops. Most of these shops comes under retail trade. They are the retail stores actually. We don't have very attractive, appealing memories about wholesale trade shops, because anyway, if you want to buy that good, you have to search or go behind the good, and you have to find out details, and you have to step into the wholesale shops. Okay, then goods are often sold at the listed price under retail trade. Trade discounts are given in wholesale trade, even though the price is marked in products under retail trade. They have to sell them as they have been marked. No discounts will be given. But when it comes to the wholesale trade, even though they have been marked the prices or listed the prices, they'll be, when you are buying in bulks, when you do bulk buying, they will give you the discounts. But we can't say that the retailers are 100% not giving discounts. But most of the time, they will be given them as the listed in the shops or as the listed price. Then the last one, retailers are well aware of needs and wants of consumers as they have direct contact with them. It's true. It's true and it's clear to you, I think. Wholesalers do not have direct contact with consumers. They collect information about consumers through retailers. If they want to get some information, that will be collected from the retailers. So these are the main 5 differences that we can identify with regard to retail trade and wholesale trade. That's how they are differentiated. First, again, to give a brief idea, first one, by the objective, it's different according to the type of goods that they are selling. It's different. You can see a lot of goods under retail trade, but one or few in wholesale. Unit price wise, retail trade price is high, wholesale price is low. Goods will be sold at listed price in retail trade, and you will be given discounts on the wholesale trade. Very good idea, a very good understanding about the consumers are there with the retail traders, and if the wholesale trade and the wholesale traders are not really worried about the consumer feedback, but if they want something, they have to get it from the retailers. So like that, there will be 5 differences which you have to by heart. Then when it comes to so out of the categories of trade, now you all have learned the domestic trade and the international trade. You know what they are. And on a domestic trade, you have a better understanding about retail and the wholesale trade. Now we'll pay our attention towards the 2 categories of international trade, import and export trade. So the definition of import trade will be bringing goods from a foreign country or countries to this country. Bringing goods and services, it can be considered as services as well. Bringing goods from a foreign country or countries to this country. That means, now if we are in Sri Lanka, we will be bringing goods from another country like India, China, USA, Canada, Korea, Japan. From other countries, we are bringing goods to our country. So that will be known as import trade. We are importing goods and services. So as an example, purchasing motor vehicles from Korea will be an example for import trade. So purchasing motor vehicles from Korea, the person who's in Sri Lanka, when a consumer who's in Sri Lanka wants a vehicle, so the business, a business who's involved in motor vehicle industry or automobile industry must bring it from another country, from a foreign country. That means another country to Sri Lanka. Then only you will be able to consume that good. So purchasing motor vehicle from Korea will be one. Purchasing crude oil from Canada. That's another example for import trade. Let's see what the export trade is. That is quite opposite of import trade. Selling domestic goods to a foreign country or countries. Selling domestic goods to a foreign country or countries. So at that time, the goods which are in, if we are in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan goods will be sent to for selling purposes to other countries. Like example, selling Sri Lankan gems to United Kingdom or UK. So we are selling domestic goods, I mean locally manufactured goods, produced goods to other countries. Then selling tea to Middle East countries by the Sri Lankan businesses. So Sri Lanka tea will be available in Sri Lanka, and we will be selling them to Middle East countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, like that. So then these are the examples for export trade, which comes under the category of international trade. So I hope you all have a clear and good understanding about the trade and how it affects to the businesses and the types or the categories of trade in detail. In our next lesson, we'll move on to the lesson of supporting services. Thank you very much.